there, but I'm glad you're here. Getting ready to do some yoga. Hey, Lisa. How's your week going? Hopefully you're hanging in there. You must be if you're here. I'm glad you are. Hi, Kathy. I got to see Kathy today. She brought over some books for us to read since the library's closed and we needed books. So she's a librarian on the side and we appreciate that. I'm here. I see you. I see you. We'll chat for a couple minutes while we see if anybody else joins us. I think some people are, all right, Lisa's ready to go. I'm ready to go too, I guess. Yeah. I think some people have been enjoying being able to do the class kind of when they want to instead of Wednesday nights at 7 since it's posted. Julie, hello, hello. So glad you're here. Q in the house. That's a good thing. So I don't think we need any props for tonight. We're just gonna flow, unless you like a block for forward folds. But yeah, so today is Earth Day, and it is the 50th Earth Day. Don't guess I realized that Earth Day started back in 1970 when there was a protest about the exploitation of our environment. So yeah, 50 years of Earth Day. So today I didn't really do anything earthy. I wanted to do class outside today, but it's raining now, so I'm inside. I thought it would be fun to do class outside, but oh well. Danny pulled some weeds today. Did you guys do anything earthy? Plant a tree or recycle or anything like that? Hey, Teresa. Nice to see you here. Join us, join us. We're talking about Earth Day. All right, so let's take a minute to get centered. So find an easy seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders down. Remembering whether you're an old yogi or a new yogi, please always stay focused on your mat, focused in your body, and only move in ways that feel right for you. There's no pressure, there's no anything. I will try to always offer modifications as I think of them, but nothing should hurt. Yeah, stretching sensation's okay, sharp pain is not okay, so move only in ways that feel okay and right in your body. I always appreciate it when people aren't doing what I say to do because that means that they're tuning into and listening to their own body. So take a minute to lower your gaze, close your eyes, find some slow, deep, even breaths. Maybe taking a minute to take a little inventory of the things that you already do to care for our earth. Give yourself a big old pat on the back for those things. And then maybe take a minute to think about those things that you kind of nag at you in the back of your head, like you really should, da 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 da. Like for me, it's a compost pile. Sure, we got a spot in our yard where we throw all our stuff, but we never do anything with it. I would love to start a compost pile. I also would love to collect rainwater in a gutter barrel and use that to water my plants. Is there anything that you've kind of been thinking about that maybe between now and next Earth Day you can commit to trying to work on? Maybe it's not buying bottled water anymore, getting some reusable cups and use those. That's a biggie for me. I cringe when I see bottled water. Sometimes you gotta have it, I know, but so bad. So just take a minute and think about what Earth Day means to you. Maybe it doesn't mean anything to you. That's okay too. But I think that the Earth can be easily taken for granted. And I know the Earth has been resting and actually breathing a little bit better with the stay-at-home orders around the world. Lots less pollution. We're seeing mountains we don't normally see. The haze is lifting many places. That's one of the bright sides of all this. So take a minute to set an intention for your practice. I kind of came up with a mantra for myself tonight, and I'll share it with you. If you'd like to adopt it for your practice, you can. Healing the earth begins with my own healing. Love on the planet begins with the love in my own heart. Healing the earth begins with my own healing. Love on the planet begins with the love in my own heart. I'll say it one more time for those in the back. Healing the earth begins with my own healing. Love on the planet begins with the love in my own heart. So let's start with a little pranayama, a little breathing exercise to help ourselves relax, help ourselves start to drop into our own bodies. So we're just going to inhale to a count of 5, hold the breath a count of 5, exhale out the nose a count of 5. So all breathing is done through the nose here. Unless you got a stuffy nose, then please breathe out your mouth. So go ahead and let all your air out. Slow inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Continue on with that. A few more rounds on your own. When you finish that round of breath, just resume normal breathing, but stay connected to that even breath. And throughout practice, if you notice you're kind of breathing heavy, or your breath is dysregulated, try to bring yourself back to that 5 by 5 breathing, or whatever number suits your fancy. All right. Hey, Tom. All right, so let's start moving. So let's inhale both arms up by the ears, and on an exhale, we're going to take a side bend. That right hand's going to come out to that right hip, and that left arm comes up by the left ear. Keep that left hip rooted to the earth so we're not coming up off the earth. That stays rooted, bringing a nice stretch to the left side body, waking up our spine. Gaze can be up under that arm, straight ahead, down, whatever feels best in your body. Staying connected with that breath. Good. Inhale. Both arms come up by the ears. Exhale. Left hand comes down. Right arm up by the right ear. Keeping the right hip rooted to the earth and breathing. Inhale, bring the arms back up by the ears. We'll come into a twist. So the left hand to the outside of that right knee. The right hand reaches back behind you. Lengthen the spine long. Then take your twist. Gaze can be over that right shoulder, straight ahead, or up front. Whatever feels best to you. So the breath is always our gauge. If you're not able to get a full deep breath, back out of the twist a little bit or back out of the pose. Good. On your next inhale, release out, arms up by the ears, and we'll twist the other way. So the right hand to the outside of that left knee, left hand reaches back, and we twist to the left. Keep that low belly drawn in a little bit to protect your low back. Nice and easy, just release out, keep the arms down. We're going to come on to hands and knees, so we're in table to finish our Pradapana, or our loosening up of the spine. So check to make sure the shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. And on an inhale, we drop the belly, shoulder blades draw together, chin lifts for cow pose. Exhale, push into the earth, scoop out the belly, round the back, widen the shoulder blades, chin to chest. And flow, so inhale for cow, exhale for cat. Go at your pace with your breath. Is a great way to love your spine. We are all only as happy as our spine is. If you've ever had back problems, you know what I mean. Couple more. Come back to neutral. We're gonna step up to stand. So come on up to stand, and we're gonna take 3 rounds of a half sun salutation. So bring the feet together, if that feels okay. We're gonna inhale the arms up by the ears. Exhale, hinge at the waist to forward fold, bringing as much bend into the knees as feels good for you. Let the head hang heavy. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Reach the crown of the head straight out in front of you as you draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back all the way up. Palms touch and come down in prayer. So 2 more times like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back, all the way up. And hands to prayer. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back, all the way up. And hands to heart center. We're going to do some sun salutation A, but we're going to progressively work our way up to up dog. So we're going to do low cobra, then high cobra, and then up dog. So step to the top of your mat. I can't because I'll be off camera. But inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. Step the feet back to plank. So if this is not feeling good in your body, you can lower the knees. Then lower the hips till the core is engaged. And on an exhale, keep the elbows in close to the body. Lower all the way down to the earth. Untuck the toes. Press the tops of the feet into the mat so your knees lift off. Inhale, low cobra. Test yourself. Make sure you're using your muscles along your spine instead of your hands. Exhale, release. Inhale, you can dump back through table or plank, and then the hips lift up to down dog. Let's take a few breaths here. Maybe walk your dog, bend one knee at a time. Maybe the hips sway a little side to side. Just move organically. That was an Earth Day reference. Get it? Good. Push away from the earth with the hands to bring the hips back over the heels and breathe. And on your next inhale, come up on the toes, gaze between the hands, and either walk, step, or hop your feet to the top of your mat. Once you arrive there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back all the way up. And hands to heart center. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back to your plank. And on an exhale, slowly release. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale, low cobra, and then we're going to use the hands now to push ourselves up to high cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale through table or plank. Hips lift up to down dog and breathe. Press down through the pads of your fingertips to protect your wrists here in down dog. On your next inhale, up on the toes, gaze between the hands, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back all the way up. And hands to heart center. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. Step back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, let's take the low cobra, push into the earth, high cobra. And then if you're with me for up dog, we're gonna press into the tops of the feet so the legs lift off the earth. So the hands and the tops of the feet are the only thing touching the floor. Good. Exhale all the way back to down dog. And breathe. Good. This time we're just going to lower the knees, bring the hips back to the heels, and take child's pose. Reach the arms long in front of you. Forehead rests on a block or the earth. You can stack your hands or your fists and rest your head that way. You do what works. Take a break. Maybe you've built up a little heat. In fact, I'm going to turn my ceiling fan on. Oop. Maybe try that 5 by 5 breath again to regulate your breathing. Gently come on back up to table, tuck the toes under, and we're going to lift the hips up to down dog. Nice and slowly and mindfully, we're just going to walk the hands back to the feet, landing in a forward fold. Let the head hang heavy. Then bring a bend into the knees, draw the low belly in, and we're going to roll up nice and slow. Take some shoulder rolls backwards. And we'll move into standing half moon. So we're going to inhale both arms up by the ears. And we're just going to take a side bend over to the right. So we're not drawing that left shoulder forward. We're keeping that left shoulder back. If it feels better to keep that right hand pressing into the right thigh, do that. Listen to what your body needs tonight. But hang out here and breathe. Good, easy. Come back up through center. And take your half moon over to the left, drawing that right shoulder back and rooting down through the right heel. Good, come on back up to center. Release the hands down. And then if you're not at the top of your mat, step to the top of your mat. And we're gonna take crescent lunge. So we're gonna take a big step back with that right foot. Right toes are tucked under. Bend into that left knee. So we're working towards a 90-degree angle here. Hands can stay on the hips at first. If you're struggling with balance here, widen your stance a little bit so you're more like on railroad tracks instead of a balance beam. Draw that low belly in, relax the shoulders down. Stay here, or maybe the arms come up by the ears. Relax the shoulders down. Relax the muscles of the face. And relax the hands back to the hips. We're going to see how gracefully we can do this. We're going to push off those right toes to step the feet together. So push off, step them back up together. And we'll take that on the other side. So big step back to crescent lunge with that left foot. Find your balance. Maybe bend that right knee a little bit more. Regulate your breath. Stay here with hands on the hips or arms come up by the ears and breathe. Good. Bring the hands back to the hips. We're going to, again, very gracefully push off with those left toes. Step it up. And let's inhale the arms up by the ears. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands and walk the feet back to down dog. Take a couple breaths here. Good, then slowly lower the knees. We're going to come back to table. Again, check your form here. Shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. And then we're going to take that left leg and extend it straight back behind us, keeping some weight into that left hand. And then we're going to shift all the weight to the left hand, and the right arm comes up by the right ear. And we're going to just hang out here and breathe. So we're actively reaching in both directions. Reach, reach, reach. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And release out, come back to table. Maybe shake the hips a little side to side. And we'll take that on the other side. So the right leg reaches straight back. Weight comes into that right hand. Left arm by the left ear. Stay strong and active here, reaching in both directions. And breathing. And release it down. Cross the ankles and go ahead and find a seat behind the feet. And again, we're going to just come to that easy seated position like we started with. Hi, Laura. And extend the arms straight out to the side. So this is where we get to kind of play with our inner child. But that airplane is a great place to view the earth, right? Kind of get to see things from a whole new perspective. So we're just going to pretend like we're an airplane. Right hand touches down. Left hand touches down. Nice and slow, nothing fast here. We're just really working the abs, the side bodies. But try to keep the arms straight so our airplane isn't like that, right? Just kind of keep flowing back and forth. more to each side. And relax back down. Give yourself a squeeze. We're not getting enough hugs these days, are we, with our social or our physical distancing? So let's give ourselves a big squeeze and let the chin drop towards the chest. Bringing your attention to the back of the neck, the width of the shoulder blades. And pay attention to which arm is on top, because we're going to extend the arms back out and cross the opposite way. Give yourself another big squeeze and drop the chin to the chest. Gently release out. We're going to come back into table. We're just going to flow the arms a little bit here at first. We're going to alternate. So inhale that left arm straight out and up. The gaze can follow. Exhale, it lowers back down. Right arm. Inhale, it lifts up. Exhale, release. That's our flow. Inhale as we rise. Exhale as we lower. But feel that stretch in the shoulders, the strength in the arms. Let's take one more to each side. We'll come back to table. And now we're going to alternate that bird dog like we just did a minute ago. But we're going to kind of go back and forth from side to side. So this is another good core exercise to build some strength and balance there. So let's start with the left leg back, right arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, right leg back, left arm forward. Exhale, release. That's our flow. Connect with your breath, moving at your pace. Inhale as we reach. Exhale as we relax. Keep that belly drawn in. One more to each side. Good. Come back to table. Walk the hands, one hand print forward, tuck the toes under, and we're going to lift the hips up to down dog. And again, let's walk the hands ever so slowly and gently back to the feet, landing in a forward fold. This time, let's bring the hands to the hips, elbows point up to the ceiling. Draw the low belly in, keep the spine long and straight, flat back, lift it all the way up to stand. Good, let's kind of shake it all out. All right, so we're gonna take eagle arms. So just like we did on the floor a minute ago, you have the option of giving yourself a hug, or that left elbow comes under the right elbow, and maybe you bring the backs of the hands together, or maybe the palms come together. Doesn't matter. You do what works for you. And then we're going to flow in and out of chair pose here. So let's take a breath in, and on an exhale, we're going to bend the knees into chair pose, bring the torso forward like we're bowing. Inhale, rise it back up and stand. 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Chair, forward, up, and up. Good. Release the arms. Shake them out like your hands are wet. Shake it, shake it, shake it. And what we do on one side, we got to do on the other side. So this time, let's take the right elbow under the left. And you're going to either give yourself a squeeze, backs of the hands together, or the palms. You do what works for you. Feel the space in your upper back here. And we'll flow. So take a breath in. On an exhale, chair, fold forward. Inhale, back up to chair and up to stand. Exhale, fold. Inhale and up. 2 more. Chair, fold. Inhale and up. Chair, fold. Inhale and all the way up. Release the arms, shake them out. And let's just interlace the fingers. Yeah. And then reach them straight out in front so the palms are facing away from you. Widen those shoulder blades. Relax the shoulders. Relax the neck and the head. So keep the shoulders relaxed. And we're just going to lift the arms straight overhead, keeping the palms facing up towards the ceiling. So kind of try to draw your pinky down. And breathe. Shoulder blades are down your back, so we're not hunched up here. We're open in the heart. And gently release out. And let's step back up to the top of your mat. And we'll take a little warrior 2 flow here. So take a big step back with that right foot. And that right foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Left knee bends deeply. Make sure that left knee is in line with that second toe. Hips are squared towards the long edge of your mat. And we're going to inhale the arms up. Could be airplanes again, but we're not. Good. Gaze out over those left fingertips. Draw the belly in. Relax the shoulders. Check to make sure the shoulders are over the hips. Sometimes we want to do this. Straight up and down. And breathe. Lots to remember in down dog, right? Good. Then we're going to take reverse warrior. So that right hand comes to the right thigh. Left arm up by the left ear. And we breathe here. And we're going to flow in and out of warrior 2 to reverse warrior on an exhale. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior. 1 more. Good. Come back to warrior 2. Bring the hands to the hips. Straighten that left leg. Pivot, so we're just going to change to warrior two on the right. So pivot on that left heel and then pivot on the right heel. So now the left foot is parallel to the short edge of your back of your mat. Right toes are pointed to the short edge of your mat. Hips are squared to the long edge. Bend into that right knee now. Check to make sure that right knee's in line with your second toe. And then inhale your arms up by your shoulders. Relax the shoulders. Find your breath. Take a breath in and on and exhale. Reverse warrior. We'll take a couple breaths here and then we'll flow. Good. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Couple more. You can do it. Good. Come on, back up to warrior two. And then we're going to cartwheel the hands to frame that right foot. Come up on those left toes. And we're going to draw that right leg back to down dog. Take a few breaths here in down dog. And on your next inhale, lift the right leg straight up and back. And on an exhale, knee into chest, shoulders over wrists. Step or help that right foot up by the right thumb. We're going to stay on those left toes. Option to just bring the arms straight up, or the hands can come to that right knee. Then we lift up. We've been here before. And we're just going to find an arm flow here. So on an exhale, the arms lower. Inhale, the arms rise. Palms stay facing up. Good. One more. Inhale it up. Exhale, it lowers. Go ahead and bring the hands to frame that right foot and draw it back to down dog. Let those heels melt down towards the floor any amount as you reach the sit bones up towards the ceiling. And other side. Left leg straight up and back. Exhale, step it up there or help it up with that left arm. Right toes stay tucked. The hands can come to that left knee or arms straight up. Find your balance. Take a breath in. And again, exhale, we lower the arms. Inhale, back up. Good, one more. Good, lower the hands to frame that left foot. Go ahead and lower that right knee. Draw the left knee back and take child's pose again. Connect with your breath. Feel your lungs and your belly expand on your legs as you rest here in child's pose. up to table. We're going to take a modified side plank initially, and then you can repeat that, or you can come into a full side plank. So the modification here is we're going to kick that right foot out to a diagonal, and then we're going to extend that left leg straight back. That foot rests on the earth. Make sure that right hand is under that right shoulder, and then we're going to draw that left arm straight up to the sky while we keep our hips lifted. So this is a nice modification for side plank. Remember, it's always there for you. Breathing. And balancing. Good. Go ahead and release that left hand. Come back to table. And we'll take that on the other side. So this time we're going to kick that left foot out to a diagonal. Right leg reaches back. Left hand under that left shoulder. And open that right arm up to the sky. Keeping the hips lifted. Waking up the side bodies. And release back to table. So remember, your choice here. You can repeat what we just did, or you can step the feet back to plank. And then let both heels fall over to the right, and then that left arm reaches straight up to the sky. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Keep those hips lifted. And gently release down, come back to table. Maybe sway the hips a little side to side. And again, your choice, modified or not. If you're coming with me, step it up to plank. Let the heels fall to the left. And this time the right arm reaches up to the sky. Hips lift and breathe. Just another modification is bringing that right foot in front of you. This is actually kind of in the middle between that first modification we did and full plank. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Good. Go ahead and release the right hand. Lower the knees, come back to table. And go ahead and take child's pose one more time briefly. Good. We'll start cooling it down. So come on up to table. Bring that right knee up towards the right wrist. We're going to move into half pigeon here. So options are to sit like this and fold over. Or you can inch that left leg back straight. You can put a support, a blanket or a pillow under that right hip, but we want to keep the hips pointing towards the top of your mat. Good, so let's lift it up first. Crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Then find a forward fold here if that feels good. Maybe you stack the hands and rest the forehead on the earth. Waking up that right hip. And then gently lift it back up. We're going to come back to table. And we'll take pigeon on the other side. So now the left knee comes to the left wrist. Option to sit down. Or eke that right leg back straight. Hips square towards the front of your mat. Let's inhale, lift it all up. Exhale, whatever kind of forward fold works for you. Maybe no forward fold works for you. That's okay too. Stay upright. You do what works. Good, then we're gonna kind of lift it up and really we're just gonna roll down onto our back here. So however you get there is perfect, but we're gonna end up on our back to set up for bridge pose. So bring the heels up close to the bottom. The fingertips are kind of trying to tickle the heels a little bit here. Take a breath. And then on your next inhale, push down through the feet to lift the hips up. Lift, lift, lift. Stay here if that feels good, or you can interlace the fingers under your bottom and kind of wiggle the shoulders together. And keep lifting the hips up, up, up. Imagine you're drawing the heels towards your hands as your knees go away from the body. Really activates the legs and protects the back. Breathe. And if the fingers are interlaced, go ahead and release. Widen the shoulder blades. Let's tilt the pelvis under and see if you can lower one vertebrae at a time. And then hug both knees into the chest. Maybe a little rock side to side. Massaging that low back a little bit. Good. Find stillness. Maybe the forehead lifts up towards the knees. Rolling ourselves up into a little ball or a big ball like the earth. And release the head. Stretch the legs out. Setting up for Shavasana, our final resting pose. Take up some space here. Take the legs about as wide as the mat. Feet flop open. Arms out to the side. Make any final wiggles, movements, adjustments before you settle into stillness. Feeling the effects of the class reverberate in your body. So we wanted to be outside tonight, but we're inside. So just kind of visualize that the ground beneath you is the bare ground, the earth that supports you. Connect with the earth in your mind. And then maybe bring one hand to your heart and maybe the other hand is palm down on the ground. And just take several deep grounding breaths. Bring your awareness to your senses. So even though we're inside, see if you notice any sounds, smells, or sensations coming from the environment around you. Without judgment, just notice the sensory input your body's experiencing and continue to breathe deeply and slowly. Bring your awareness to your heart center under your hand. And as you inhale, imagine you're filling your heart with love. And imagine that love spreading throughout your body. With each breath, feel the love in your heart expanding outward to fill the space around you, continually growing. And as you fill your heart with overflowing love, bring to your mind the many things you feel grateful for. You may think of your own healthy body, people you love, nourishing food, clean water and air, and a comfortable home. Feel the power of your gratitude to amplify the love radiating from your heart, eventually encompassing the entire planet. Now shift your focus to the earth. Consider that everything that you experience, love, and feel grateful for is made possible by the incredible planet that sustains us. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, the materials that build our homes and our clothing all come from the life-giving planet we call home. Take this moment to silently thank the earth for all that you appreciate in your life. Expand your appreciation to all that exists simultaneously and harmoniously on the planet. You can relax the arms and the hands in whatever way feels good to you. Healing the earth begins with my own healing. Love on the planet begins with the love in my own heart. I'll have a minute of silence. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring some small movements to your fingers and to your toes. And as you're ready, reach the arms up by the ears, stretch the legs out in front, full body stretch, reach, reach, reach. And then let it all relax to the earth. Bend the knees or hug the knees in. Roll off to either side. allowing your head to rest on your arm, to savor a few breaths here in the space between. Keeping the gaze lower to the eyes closed. Go ahead and push into the earth with your hands to bring yourself up to an easy seated position. And once there, we'll press the palms together in front of our heart center as our gesture of closing this practice, this time of self-care, this time to appreciate and honor our earth. Healing begins with my own healing. Healing the earth begins with my own healing. Love on the planet begins with the love in my own heart. Thank yourself for showing up on your mat tonight. And we express deep gratitude to these bodies of ours for moving as perfectly as they did. My soul honors your soul. I commend the place in you where the Spirit resides. I admire the place in you that is of love, light, truth, and peace, because it's also within me. In sharing these things, we are united. We are one. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I hope you had a good Earth Day. If you didn't get outside to enjoy it today, do it this weekend. Go recycling or something. All right, love you guys. Bye. See you next week.